Welcome to day 164 of our BitClout journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian, and we have a familiar guest, Mario Nawfal. How's it going, Mario?
Good, guys. My name is Mario. I'm the twin brother of Ed and Brian, and good to have you all here today.
Triplet, right?
Triplet, shit, yeah, triplet. My bad.
Yeah, so there really hasn't been too much news. The weekends have been dead around the BitClout world for quite some time, so we're not really expecting anything. Maybe we'll get something this coming week. You know, I think there's a lot of anticipation for the referral program for Coinbase eventually. I think that's going to be a little bit longer. And just the front end, I think a lot of people are expecting to see the release of the front end sometime soon. But until then, we're kind of waiting in this, like, there's a little lull, like everybody's kind of has anticipation of what's to come. But you're kind of filling it in, Mario. You're giving us something to talk about.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be doing that, guys. Like, that's what I think about when I wake up. I'm like, what are Brian and Ed going to talk about today? Let me go and start investing in female creators. Let me go. Today's a boring day. Let me go dump some coins and I create some drama, and then Brian and Ed will have a full episode.
Yeah, we have something to talk about.
Yeah, just ping me, guys. Whenever you want something to talk about, just ping me. I'll find something. But what most people don't understand is this is the time to accumulate. This is the time to build. This is the time. And I'm not just being cheesy saying it for the sake of saying it. Just look at crypto. The sexiest time in crypto is when everyone was ignoring it back in 2018, 2019, 2020. Everybody was leaving crypto. I don't run a whole bunch of crypto groups. Everyone is starting to talk about random things. When COVID started, all my crypto groups became those import-export people bringing in masks to different countries. That was it. All the groups. I had to sit there reminding people every day or two, guys, we're not, if you want to talk about, I made a separate group for people to talk about masks. Because people chase the hype thing. They love that FOMO. With BitClout, everyone loved it when everyone was just jumping on coins. But BitClout wasn't meant to move that fast. That was never part of the plan. It was meant to be a gradual build. And then poor diamond hands, suddenly they're poor to an extent, but the platform blows up and he's having to deal with all these things, having to rush things, working day and night. That was not part of the plan. And then for an investor like me, everything is so on the price. It's crazy. Like I made a long post, and you guys saw it. I was about to go to bed, and I'm checking, let me check what's happening on BitClout. I go on Clout Feed, go through, go on Clout Feed, not BitClout, if you didn't notice. And then just go through, see what's going on. And I'm just seeing all the coin prices. Some of the top people, their coin prices collapse. Now, obviously, some of it is their coin price falling. Others is just the price of Clout. But still, I go on BitClout Signal, or on Clout Feed, actually, because you have that thing, or it's desktop BitClout Signal, and I see their chart. On Clout Feed, you can click on the price and you see a chart. And I start looking at them, and a lot of them just collapsed. It was just crazy. I'm like, all right, so everyone that wants to sell has already sold.
Yeah.
Most likely, because the fear is already passed. It's been dead for a while. So people that want short-term profits sold. The people that are holding, especially with the price of Clout collapsing a few weeks ago, the people that are holding are most likely people that are in it for the long term. So I think that was a perfect time for us to come in. Now, we've always been buying active or even not so active, but usually smaller creators that are either very active or lightly active, because they're, bonding yield curve, they're very underpriced. And I'm sorry, I'm talking about people as an investment, but I'm just purely looking at it as numbers right now. So they're very underpriced coins. And that's been our focus for a while. And you've seen that. We're not able to deploy enough capital, though. That's the problem. Then there's the blue chips. Again, I'm talking about coin prices. People that have a certain reputation on the platform that were like you guys. You guys are considered a blue chip stock. NASDAQ, S&P 500 stock. So
that's me, not Ed, just me.
I don't know. It goes 50. Imagine one day you guys fight and then you see the coin go off the two. So it's a blue chip stock. So what I did that night is started investing, I think low six figures in blue chip coins. I did it through various accounts, mainly the CreativeFun V3, I think. But investing in those blue chip stocks, because I saw those as, I'm not going to 10x or 100x our investment, but it's a way for us to deploy more capital while expecting a return. unlike the early days, whenever we go into a coin and deploy 10K, 5K, and 50K or 100K in one or two cases, we got rug pulled a lot, or people started selling to take out some profits. That wasn't the case this time around, because most of the investors either don't care about short-term profits, or they're people that invested and haven't logged back into BitClout for months, which is perfect for us.
Right. Yeah, and I just gonna say, I think, you know, that happens. Like, there's people who buy these coins and then kind of just give up and vanish off the platform. But that's really good because it sets a floor on certain coins. You know, like our coin table's like huge. There's so many different investors, but how many of those people are probably never going to come back to BitClout? There's probably, you know, 10% of them. So it kind of sets a floor there. Yeah, and I think we were talking on the phone, Mario, about this and how, like, this is the perfect time to be buying coins because I think they already hit that floor. And the people that are going to sell out probably would have sold out by now. We had that like 2 weeks of people, a lot of people leaving the platform and selling. And I think that they're all out. And like Warren Buffett says, and like you posted, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. And this is a time to be greedy, in my opinion. And I think you probably feel the same way.
How did you feel when Bitcoin dropped to like 3 to 4K early last year?
Yeah, I kept saying it's going to go back up. It's going to go back up. I didn't buy more. I wish I bought more, but I had enough that I was like, okay, I'm not going to throw more money at it. But if I was out of Bitcoin, my wife had some extra money. I told her, buy some Bitcoin. She didn't do it. She wishes she did.
Yeah. So you think objectively, most people don't, the feeling that you get when Bitcoin, even if you're objective, it's a really like I'm invested in a coin, in a project called Real Fever. It's one of my biggest investments this year. Now, Real Fever blew up, did extremely well. Everyone loved it. Okay. I'm in the group because I helped them out as well from a marketing perspective. Then it started dropping. Now it already went up 30 something X. That means if you have, let's say you have $200,000 in there, it's already $10 million worth. So more. So what happened is it went up. Then it started going down from 1 cent down, or 1.2 cents down to went down by like 20, 30%. I look at the group and I just see people so emotional. When it was going up, people loving it. Well done to the CEO, well done to the team. Everything's good. When it started dropping, they just wanted to find someone to attack, someone to blame, and some flaws to find. That includes sophisticated investors. You've seen the same thing on BitClout. When BitClout was blowing up, Diamond Hands was a hero. Diamond Hands was going to destroy Twitter. When BitClout, the clout price started to drop, Diamond Hands doesn't know what they're doing. And he didn't do enough marketing, or he did this, or he did that, or too much drama, a whole million excuses why it's dropping. What people don't understand is part of the cycle.
Yeah.
Look at it's part of every cycle. What's that graph of every new innovation? Not Myers-Briggs test. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the hype cycle, the Gartner cycle.
Gartner hype cycle. Everything has the same process. Whether it's a hype cycle, whether it's something's blowing up and then people take out their profits, whether it's some new social media platform, it's always going to go through that process. You know, Clubhouse going through it. Some people recover.
And you need that process. You need it. If you don't have it, then you're setting yourself up for a huge plunge later. So it's healthy for the market.
Exactly. The reason it's there is because it represents human emotions.
Yep.
It's that simple. That's a graph of human emotions. And what we're seeing now in BitClout is exactly that. Now, it took longer to happen, which we know because of the artificial floor at $100, which, you know, I don't know if I told you guys or others, but I'm like, you know, this is not sustainable. You can't have an artificial. Whenever I see a project with an artificial floor, I get really concerned because it's hard to sustain no matter how much money you have. It's artificial. But yeah, so now we're going through this. And I love when there's blood in the waters. I love when people are freaking out. And even when there's inactive accounts, we're going to be investing in them because those people will eventually, some of them, of course, will come back to the platform. Exactly. It's a matter of finding out who may come back.
Yeah.
And just prepping.
I think that's a really good point. And I think that it's important to note that there's going to be these accounts that are going inactive. And I've seen some like pseudo celebrities go from like 1,100 all the way down to like $60. And if you bought like 10 of those accounts and just one of them went up, back up, you're going to blow out with returns, even if those other 9 never stay down there.
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing in crypto. Like I love CryptoPunks. I think CryptoPunks represent something really valuable. Some people disagree. I want to go on a shopping spree with CryptoPunks. I think they're an incredible long-term asset. I'm not touching them now. I only have one as a just in case FOMO, but that's it. Because when I just want the bubble to pop, and then I'll be the punk aficionado. And you're seeing that in BitClout now. Like the bubble pops, everyone's hyped up, everything's going up, and then you could think like all these celebrities coming on, and then no one starts getting active, and then even smart, sophisticated investors fell for it. Remember the day when Bob sold a lot of our coins? He's kind of remember that day long time ago, and that's when all the drama started about me, when we sold a lot of coins, because we were anticipating this. Now he moved pretty quickly with this, but we were anticipating that because those people were jumping on and just post 1, 2 things and they just disappear. And we've seen that time and time again. Some even lose their seed phrases. So we kicked that off, and then we saw other sophisticated investors do the same thing, including some OGs on the platform. So, all of them now sold all these coins. Now, I think it's the opposite. Now it's time to buy the ones that you think will come back for whatever reason, especially crypto-related ones. I don't know about the adult industry unless we see a node. And remember, don't just go to BitClout.com. There's a new node that's going to be focused on the adult industry. Buy a few of those coins because they're going to go up on that other node.
Right. Yeah. I think like the whole thing is going against the human emotions. And I think a good investor like yourself, when you get that feeling in your gut that, oh God, I'm nervous, everything's plunging, that's really the time you buy. Most of the time, not all the time, most of the time. And when everybody's euphoric and things are skyrocketing, that's the time you sell into it. Definitely don't be buying it. And I think that you understand that that's the way it usually works. I think you're going to have better odds than most investors do.
Understanding it and realizing it is easy. Implementing it is so difficult because it goes against your emotion. Like you look at Bitcoin at 3K, you're like, hey, this is cheap. This is actually really, really cheap. But yeah, I can't buy it. There's no fucking way I can buy it. It's been dropping for like a year. It's at 3K. What if it goes to 1K? I just lost 2/3 of my wealth or whatever I invested. But if you actually imagine you guys sold everything you have and just put it onto Bitcoin, that you'll be very well off right now. But it's just hard to do it. And rightly so, because there's still a risk there. Let's go look at the other side of the coin. BitClout may not be here in a few months or years. That's definitely a possibility, and we all understand that. Anyone that says otherwise is just being silly and creating hype, which is fine. You can do that. I think it's an asymmetric bet though, because if it is here, it's going to be massive, and there's no one else that far ahead. And remember all the hate that was coming towards BitClout. All of it is being addressed, especially the exit ramp. So I think it's just heading in the right direction. And you got to also bet on so I remember I was talking to an investor, Real Fever, and he's like, hey, you've been checking up on the project. He's like, no, I bet on the team. Even if everything they're doing right now fails, all of it fails, I still think they'll do well because I believe in the team so much that they'll pivot to the right thing. Right. And it's the same thing with BitClout. If NFTs flop, let's say no one mints NFTs as BitClout picks up, no one cares about the NFT space. If the whole coin price speculation flops, or the way it's structured, the bonding yield curve, or whatever new thing they come up with, if you bet on the team behind it, look what they've achieved so far, and then you look at how much money they have sitting there, the bet is a pretty safe bet, a pretty good bet to make. And it's a bet that I'm making. I know it's a bet you guys are making, and it's a good long-term bet in my opinion.
Yeah, so how about one final question before we let you go? I know you're busy. What do you have to do to get CreativeFun to notice you?
By the way, I want to give you a props. It's so cool how when people interview, and I've done 100, maybe 100, 200 interviews. And it's the same thing. That I know you're busy. I know you have to go. We don't want to take up your time.
You're not really busy, right?
You guys, I do nothing, guys. I just sit there, go on BitClout, and click buy. No, so to answer your question, what do we look for? Okay, we're looking for everything. We're pretty much buying anything, to be honest. Anything that's not overpriced. So overpriced is a subjective term. Active creators is our top priority, followed by I'd say blue chip coins, but they're too risky. So probably followed by inactive accounts that we think will come back, followed by blue chip coins, which is the one I went off and bought a whole bunch of a couple of days ago. So that's what we're looking for. But instead, like for people listening, what we prefer is more people helping us invest. So you can see we got like 6-7 CreativeFun accounts investing. Some are well known, others are more subtle, and they're managed by different people now. And we give them clout, they invest. Build the relationship, we tell them what to invest in. So we are looking for more people to help us deploy that capital, that clout. And if you're interested, please do. Like Miss CreativeFun, it's been incredible. So I want to give another shout out to the team there. So I know you guys did, and we're looking for more people like that.
Cool. Yeah. I just want to say I think that's awesome what you're doing with Miss CreativeFun. I think that like women have been so undervalued on this platform, and I think that it's been a big thing. Like there's been a lot of talks about it, especially on Clubhouse, how there aren't really any really high valued women creators. And I think that's going to boost the morale among women and keep women retained on the platform and hopefully attract other women too. So we kind of even things out a little bit because there are a lot of men in crypto compared to women.
Yeah, and I think as BitClout moves away from crypto, you'll see more women come in.
Yeah, that's
so I'm sure there's going to be different nodes focusing on different things. The crypto node will be dominated by men for a while still, because crypto is dominated by men. Probably dominated is not the best term to use, but there's more men because women dominate just as well. So I think when more nodes come up, we'll see more women that are active, and we find that initiatives like this, I'm not going to say something cheesy like we just want to help the cause, etc. It's a nice thing to do on the platform. I think it's a nice gesture. It's also a good investment. I deserve no credit for it because I didn't even come up with the idea. I'm just supporting it. So I don't want to get any credit for that.
All right. Well, thanks, Mario. And I'm sure we'll have you on again in the future. We said that last time, and look, you're back on. So whenever we need a filler, we'll just call you. Okay?
When we Brian, that's how we all this time, everything we've been through, that's what you're going to use me for now. But what about you guys? What about we partner for the Krasenstein? I'll put you on the spot. You guys said you don't edit anything out of this. So there we go. Guys, why don't we do the Krasenstein CreativeFun? You guys have more access to anyone else. People respect you more than any other creator on the platform. And you guys are finding all these undervalued creators. So.
Wait, what happened? We really didn't pause it. We didn't. Mario, this is gonna look bad.
Spot. That wasn't my.
Wait, hold on. You froze. You totally froze up, Mario. You froze up, and it totally. I swear to God.
Oh, I actually froze up.
Say what you're saying again. Yeah.
I actually froze up.
It looks like we paused you because we didn't want you saying what the BitClout gods are trying to stop you from saying.
You guys, it's not recording now. The Krasenstein brothers are censoring. I never thought you get to that level. Did I actually freeze? Did you hear anything I said?
It heard you talking about us creating the Krasenstein CreativeFun, and then it paused and you just froze up. And as you know, Zoom does not have a pause button, so it wasn't on our end. It was a BitClout gods.
So I was just saying you guys should create a Krasenstein CreativeFun. No, I'm joking. So we should find that you guys have more access than anyone, most respected creators on the platform. And I think we should create a fund, Krasenstein CreativeFun, where we help give you the capital because we just need help deploying it. And you guys have more access than anyone. And I think the community will like it, and it will be financially a good decision if you believe in BitClout. No pressure.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. We'll talk about it. But Brian and I have this thing, like we don't like we like doing everything by ourselves, like just the two of us. So we'll talk about it though, because I know now that you're our triplet, maybe
exactly. Exactly what
you just had to rename yourself Mario Krasenstein, and maybe it would work.
Imagine I do that as a joke today, change to Mario Krasenstein, and then someone else takes Mario Nawfal without me, like getting enough time, and then my coin price starts to fall. I think you guys will have a lot of guilt.
No, I think it would go up. I think it would go up if you rename yourself Mario Krasenstein.
What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say, man? I think Nawfal is a fine family name to have. But yeah, guys, it was good chatting to you. Love the consistency, and those videos will be good to watch in like a year's time when BitClout is growing up.
Yeah,
people watching those videos and making a case study to case study around consistency.
Right. And we're either going to be really wrong or really right. So
Yeah,
if we're really wrong,
either,
we'll just be forgotten about.
no,
We just won't,
yeah,
won't
no,
BitClout the wrong ones.
yeah, or if you're really wrong, just delete all the videos because your haters will just will use those against you. And if you're really right, start running ads to those videos saying, "I told you so."
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Good plan. All right. Thanks again, Mario.